guys, what's up? So I know I have not been on this channel for a while, and a while back I was like, oh, I don't really think YouTube's my thing, I'm gonna not do it anymore. But I decided to retry it because it's fun and it's cool to do. And also I decided to change my name because I thought Live Just Live was a little more creative than Olivia Elizabeth. So, today's video is a little different than what I normally do. So this month is Dwarfism Awareness Month, the month of October, and if you don't already know, it's kind of obvious, but I am a dwarf, and so I decided to make this a video. It's called Being Little, and so my friends came up with these things called LPPs. So the first one is called a Little People Perk, and the second one is called a Little People Problem. So some little people problems are people say, what stinks the most about being little? And I'm like, well, I don't know, you know, it's kind of like whatever hits you, whatever that day's problem is, you know. So one of the main issues that I hate, and I wish I was tall, is clothes. So, little people torsos are average. They are the size of average sized people torsos. So, you know, a shirt fits me normally. But little people arms are minus 2 times the amount of an average sized person's arm. So if I'm going into a store and I'm like a 10 in kids. So I go in and it fits my torso, but it doesn't fit my arms. It's like that much longer. And so that stinks because then you have to get it hemmed. And then for pants, the face of the facts is that little people are born with, or what my kind of dwarfism is, achondroplasia, which is the most common kind of dwarfism. And achon people have nice, big, solid butts. I mean, it's the truth. It's the fact. So because of our big butts, we have to do, you know, have bigger pants. But because our legs are short, it's a struggle. Another big issue is people, it's kind of awkward, but people stare. And I totally understand because you know, if you see someone that is different than what is average, then you want to look at them because you're interested, you know. And I'm the worst because whenever I see someone who is different, I always want to look at them, but I remind myself, you know, I get really bothered when people stare at me, so I should never stare, you know. So when people stare, it gets kind of awkward because, especially if it's kids, I can deal with it because I tell myself, you know, you're older than them, you're better than them, you know how to deal. With adults, and also with kids, they're uneducated, they don't know. But with adults, I figure by now you should be able, even if you've never seen a dwarf, you should be able to, you know, pass by them, take a glimpse at them, see what they're about, pass by them, maybe even say hi, I don't know. So for adults, it's kind of awkward because I don't like to look up at adults and see them just looking at me. But for kids, it's, you know, if I'm walking in an aisle in a store, I'm on this aisle and I pass by them and they see me, all of a sudden they're on the same aisle as me. And I'm like, okay, you're interested. You want to know what's up with me. So, you know, I'll look at them, they'll look away, and then I'll look at them, they'll look away, and then I'll wave at them and they're like, hi. I'm like, don't stare at me and then be like, when I say hi, be like, hi. Be like, hi. Or walk away. I don't know. Please don't, you know, bother me. I'm just trying to do my daily stuff. And then also, another thing is, I work with I'm a babysitter and I work with kids, and I hang out with a lot of kids because I like being with kids. They're fun. They're, you know, they're cute. So if I'm talking to them, you know, if I'm working with them and I'm talking to them, you know, I'll introduce myself and they'll introduce themselves and they'll say, oh, I'm blah 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 and I'm 6.5, not 6, whatever. And I'll say, oh, I'm Olivia and I'm 15. And they'll say, no, you're not. You're not 15. You're like 5. You're my age. I'm as tall as you. I'm taller than you. And it's hard to explain to them because you're like, well, height is, you know, everybody's born different. People are born small, people are born tall, people are born skinny, people are born bigger, you know. And then the funniest thing is when I pull out my cell phone. I'll pull out my cell phone to do something, to text or whatever, and they'll say, you have a cell phone? And I'll say, yeah, I have a cell phone. I have to use it to call my mom, to call my dad, to do whatever. They'll say, but I'm taller than you and I don't have a cell phone. And I'm like, well, we go back to that. And so that's frustrating, but you know, it's, to me, it's not, it's like frustrating, but it's like also they're learning something. They're learning that people are born different, that not everybody's born tall, that not everybody's born the same, you know? Let's see, another problem is, I really love musical theater, and I like that whole business, you know, theater and TV and all that. But specifically theater. In theater, you look, you know, you're doing a show that's known and characters are known what they look like. The director has a specific of what they want. They're, you know, for example, I don't know if you've ever seen Les Mis, but that, you know, if I'm going in for Eponine, they are looking for a girl who is 5'4", long brown hair, maybe brown eyes, and is skinny. That's what they want. That's what they really want, because that is what's in the movie and that is what people know. So when I walk in, they're like, I already know I have a way lower percentage of getting cast than the girl over there who looks almost exactly like Eponine, or closer to Eponine than me. So that's kind of a struggle, but it's really nice when directors are like, you know what, it doesn't matter, we'll cast you, we'll do that. Another struggle is the daily reaching up in the cabinet to get stuff. You know, a lot of people ask, oh, is your house like built for you? I'm like, no. I'm born into an average sized family. You think they're gonna build the house for me? No. So it's like getting a bowl, you know, I have to climb up on the counter. My parents have never really been like, okay, well here's your bowls and here's, it's like, get it yourself, do whatever. And I like that, you know, I like how they have made me independent. I don't like when they're like, oh yeah, we'll do everything for you, you know. Sometimes I'm like, can you just get me a bowl? I don't want to reach out there. And stuff, the other thing is, like, when, you know, my friends have longer legs, so it's hard for me to keep up. I think that's pretty much all of what the problems are. I mean, there's more little ones specifically, but that's pretty much all together about what they are. So moving on, now to little people perks. One of the greatest perks of being little, and it's pretty, okay, so achondroplasia people, which is my dwarfism, as I said, have, one of the perks is they have bigger butts, which sounds weird. People are like, how do you get your butt so big? Your butt's so big. It's not like badly big, but it's like nicely big. And they think that I have to, you know, I have to work to get a bigger butt. But it's how we are born. It is such a nice perk. So that is a grand perk. I love it. Another perk is a lot of people, I don't know, but a lot of people think I'm in college and they think I'm like 20 or older. And so, and they're like, you're like in college, right? And I'm like, no, I'm 15. I'm still a sophomore in high school. And they're like, oh. And it stinks because if they think you're that age and they want you for a job, it's like, excuse me. It's like, oh, well, you have to be 18 or you have to be 16. But one of the advantages is when they don't ask you. So, or when people just think and they put you in that category. Another perk is, I'm trying to think what else. I get out of PE. That's a huge perk. I don't have to do PE and it makes me so happy because this is the struggle to stay up with people of 30 times the long legs of mine. I don't know what else. I feel really lucky being little. I love being little. People are really interested in what little's being about, and I feel lucky to be a little person, and I feel like I was lucky to be chosen or to be born little because I get to educate people about dwarfism, and I get to go to events people don't get to go to. I mean, I go to LPA every year and I meet little people who, you know, deal with the same problems as me, and, you know, I don't have to deal with staring there, and you know, even though there are problems with being little, I love being little. If somebody said you can be born all over again, what would you change? I wouldn't change being little. I'd change other things, you know. So I don't know. I feel lucky being little, and I like meeting other little people, and I like when people ask, you know, what's the struggle of being little? What's the perk of being little? And, you know, because I think about it and I'm like, what would I'd be like if I was average? That's what I get a lot. What would you be like if you were average size? I think about that and I'm like, I would look at little people, I'd be like, what's wrong with them? What's up with them? You know? But now I get to be like, if somebody says that, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with them. They're little people. They're cool. They have more of an advantage than you. You know, there's so many advantages of being little. So yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want to make more creative videos like this. Hopefully I will try to be posting every Sunday, but I don't know if I will. Comment video ideas, like if you liked it. If you didn't like this video, just move on. Don't dislike it, please. If you didn't like it, just move on to another beauty guru video if this came up. And yeah, so, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this. Bye! Peace!